very night you close your eyes and drift into sleep. But what if that moment, so routine, so ordinary, hides the most extraordinary secret of all? What if, while your body rests, you leave it? Mystics, sages, and ancient teachings have long suggested that sleep is not simply rest, it is travel. Consciousness doesn't stop when we fall asleep. It shifts, it separates, it expands. And according to Helena Blavatsky, founder of the Theosophical Society and one of the greatest esoteric thinkers of the modern age, we leave our physical bodies every single night, whether we remember it or not. In The Key to Theosophy, Blavatsky wrote that during sleep, the physical body becomes inert, while the higher principles, the astral body, the mind, and the soul, continue their activity on higher planes. You don't cease to exist while sleeping. You simply change location, vibrating into other dimensions of being. So where do you go? Blavatsky's answer was profound. She taught that our consciousness ascends through invisible realms, sometimes into the astral plane, other times even higher, into spiritual states where we reconnect with our true self, review karmic lessons, or receive guidance from beings of light. And the key to remembering these journeys lies not in fantasy, but in training your awareness. This video will reveal what really happens when you sleep, through the eyes of Blavatsky and the ancient occult tradition. If you've ever woken from a dream feeling like you were somewhere else, this isn't imagination, it's memory. And what you're about to remember might change the way you see sleep, forever. To understand where you go during sleep, you must first understand what part of you actually leaves. According to Blavatsky, the human being is not one thing, but a layered being, a composition of several principles, from the dense physical body to the subtle spiritual core. In the Theosophical model, these layers include the Sthula Sharira, physical body, the Linga Sharira, astral body, Kama, desire, Manas, mind, Buddhi, spiritual soul, and Atma, divine spirit. When you sleep, your Sthula Sharira lies inactive, but your Linga Sharira and Manas remain alive and mobile. This is what many traditions refer to as the astral body or subtle vehicle of consciousness. It is this aspect of you that travels beyond the limits of time, space, and form. Blavatsky insisted that the astral body is not just a poetic metaphor. It is real, composed of finer matter invisible to ordinary sight. And during sleep, this body detaches from the physical shell, often floating just above it, connected by what ancient mystics called the silver cord, a luminous tether that links you to your waking identity. In deep sleep or unconscious astral travel, you may not recall the journey, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just as you don't remember every moment of the day, you don't always remember your nights. Yet the impressions remain, buried in dreams, déjà vu, or sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. So when Blavatsky says we leave the body, she means the conscious part of you, the part capable of exploring inner worlds, communicating with higher beings, and even witnessing events far from your bed. The question is no longer if you leave, but what you bring back. According to Blavatsky, the first realm we usually encounter after leaving the physical body is the astral world. This is not a fantasy realm. It is a real dimension, layered over the physical but composed of more subtle vibrations. In Theosophy, the astral plane is where thoughts take form, emotions become landscapes, and the soul begins to stretch beyond its daily limits. The astral plane, as Blavatsky described it, is filled with echoes of human thought and emotion, a living field of collective energy, populated by images, desires, fragments of memories, and sometimes entities that dwell there. It is a mirror of humanity's psyche, and that mirror can be both beautiful and distorted. During sleep, many souls wander this plane unknowingly. Some encounter symbolic dreams, others engage in vivid scenarios that feel more real than waking life. You might meet people, some alive, some departed. You might relive moments from your past or glimpse potentials of your future. It all depends on your inner state. But the astral world is not the destination. It is the first gateway. Blavatsky warned that many people become trapped in it, fascinated by its illusions or caught in cycles of desire. She taught that the true purpose of nightly travel is not entertainment, but evolution. The soul must learn to rise beyond the astral fog and reach the realms of light, the spiritual planes where truth, clarity, and guidance await. If you've ever had a dream that felt more meaningful than a movie, or awoken with an unshakable message in your heart, you may have already passed through that gateway. The journey was real. You just forgot you were the traveler. We often dismiss dreams as the byproduct of a tired brain, a flickering light show behind closed eyes, but Blavatsky urged us to reconsider this. What if many dreams are not dreams at all, but memories of where your soul has been? She explained that the lower mind, Kama Manas, often interprets astral experiences symbolically. If you lack training, your return to the physical mind will distort what you saw. A luminous being might appear as a familiar figure. A journey through dimensions might appear as a flying dream. The rational brain, waking up, tries to make sense of something that exists beyond its normal scope. Blavatsky taught that through meditation, purity of mind, and spiritual discipline, we can refine this process. Instead of jumbled fragments, we begin to retain lucid recollections, actual memories of astral conversations, teachings received, and travels made. Have you ever woken from a dream that haunted you for days, one that felt more true than real life? That wasn't just imagination. That may have been your astral diary, trying to speak. If you think sleep is a pause, you're mistaken. Blavatsky wrote that the soul continues its work even while the body sleeps. Some people simply wander, others visit places of learning, what she called temples of wisdom in the higher planes. There, the soul may be taught by advanced beings, guides, Mahatmas, or its own higher self. Some souls help others. Blavatsky spoke of invisible workers, individuals who, during sleep, assist souls in transition, bring healing to others in need, or protect the vulnerable. You might be one of them, unaware of your nightly service. And some, sadly, fall into chaotic states, replaying karmic loops, consumed by base desires, or caught in the illusions of the lower astral. What determines where you go? Your daily consciousness. The life you live while awake is the key that unlocks your spiritual geography at night. Your thoughts, actions, and intentions form your astral compass. If you live in fear, you descend. If you seek truth, you rise. One of the most intriguing concepts Blavatsky discussed was the silver cord, a luminous thread that connects your astral body to your physical form. As long as this cord remains intact, you are alive and able to return. It stretches across dimensions, but cannot be broken by any ordinary means. In deep trance, coma, or even near-death experiences, people describe floating above their bodies, still tethered by a silver thread. This matches exactly what Blavatsky wrote over a century ago. But when death comes, this cord snaps. The soul, no longer able to return, continues its journey in the afterlife realms. This is why astral projection, though natural, must be approached with reverence. You're not playing with energy. You are crossing the veil between worlds. Yet in sleep, the silver cord is your lifeline. It allows you to explore without danger. It calls you back when it's time to wake. And often as you awaken, you may feel the pull of return, that strange sensation of falling back into your body. That's your soul re-entering the vessel. Blavatsky spoke often of Mahatmas, advanced spiritual beings who guide humanity from behind the veil. During sleep, certain individuals are brought into contact with these watchers, either for instruction, initiation, or mission. These aren't ghosts. They're not fantasy. They are enlightened souls who dwell in higher planes and assist human evolution. Some call them ascended masters, others inner teachers. Blavatsky simply called them the elder brothers. They do not appear to everyone, only to those who are inwardly prepared. But many people report dreams where a wise being spoke clearly, gave direction, or conveyed profound peace. These aren't dreams. They are meetings, and you were chosen to attend. If you've ever awoken feeling wiser than before, carrying a sense of purpose or a mysterious phrase repeating in your mind, it may have been a gift from the invisible school. There are mornings you wake up tired, but not physically. a kind of spiritual fatigue. You feel like you've been through something but can't say what, or you wake with clarity, inspiration, a sudden idea that shifts your whole day. Blavatsky explained this as soul activity beyond the veil. You may have spent the night resolving karmic knots, visiting distant loved ones, standing before your higher self in council. You may have passed through symbolic tests, or even chosen your next life challenge while out of the body. These memories fade quickly upon waking, unless your soul is trained to bring them back, but the aftertaste remains. A lingering emotion, a scent of the sacred, a voice you almost remember. That's not imagination. That's spiritual residue. We are travelers every night. We just forget. But forgetting doesn't erase the journey, only the map. Not every night journey is light-filled. Blavatsky warned of elementals, astral parasites, and illusionary entities that dwell in the lower realms. These beings feed off fear, confusion, and desire. They are not powerful unless you give them energy. This is why she emphasized mental purity, emotional discipline, and focused intention. Your vibration is your shield. If your thoughts are chaotic, you attract chaos. If you seek truth, falsehood flees. Many nightmares are real, not in the physical sense, but as energetic entanglements in the astral. The screaming face, the endless fall, the suffocating darkness, these are forms created by your own shadow or fed by lower beings. But light always dispels darkness. Awareness breaks illusion, and prayer, mantra, or invoking your higher self can lift you above any storm. Time does not exist in the astral plane as it does here. Blavatsky wrote that during sleep, some souls touch their karmic record, what the East calls the Akashic Library. There you may remember past lives, retrieve forgotten gifts, or even glimpse future paths that your soul may choose. These experiences often appear as symbolic dreams. You are in an unfamiliar place, speaking an unknown language, yet it feels like home. Or you face a challenge and instinctively know how to act. This is memory, not fantasy. And sometimes you see what has not yet happened because the soul lives outside of time, but the future is fluid. What you see is a possibility, not a guarantee. Still, such dreams awaken deep knowing. They help you remember. You are more than this moment. You have walked many paths, and your soul carries the wisdom of centuries. Blavatsky taught that while all souls leave the body, only a few remember. Why? Because the mind is noisy, the heart is heavy, and the body is too distracted. To begin remembering your nightly journeys, she advised certain practices. Meditate before sleep. Reflect on your day. Set a clear intention. Tonight, I will remember. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Upon waking, write anything, even fragments. Over time, the bridge strengthens. This is not magic, it is training. Just like learning a language, the more you listen to your soul, the more clearly it speaks. And as you begin to remember where you've been, you awaken to who you truly are. Not just a body with a mind, but a conscious traveler between worlds. For Blavatsky, sleep was not just rest, it was return. A sacred time when the soul sheds its costume and re-enters its temple. You don't disappear in sleep, you go home. This is why in many ancient traditions, sleep is called the little death. It is a rehearsal for the great transition, but also a reminder, you are more than flesh. You are spirit in motion, a soul in school, a spark of the infinite temporarily wrapped in skin. Tonight, as you close your eyes, remember, you are not falling into darkness, you are rising into light. You are going back to the source, to learn, to heal, to serve. So rest well, traveler. Your true journey begins when the world goes silent. There's a reason young children often talk about strange dreams, imaginary friends, or flying above their houses at night. Blavatsky believed that children, especially before the age of 7, still carry a veil that is thin. Their astral senses are not yet dulled by logic and materialism. When a child says they went to another place in their sleep, they might be telling the truth. When they describe a teacher, a temple, or a glowing light, they may be recalling a real astral experience. These are not fabrications. They are echoes from their soul's nightly journeys. But as we grow, the noise of the world intrudes. We're told to forget, to stop imagining, to be realistic. Slowly, the bridge closes. Blavatsky warned that the modern world disconnects us from the spiritual architecture of our being. Yet we can rebuild it. And perhaps the key to remembering where we go lies in listening to those who have just arrived, the children who still walk between worlds. Some might think that astral projection or out-of-body travel is a form of escapism, fantasy dressed as spirituality. But Blavatsky firmly rejected this. To her, the nightly journey of the soul was not about running away from life. It was about deepening it. When we reconnect with the higher planes, we return to our waking life more centered, more inspired, and more aligned with our soul's mission. We understand the bigger picture. The petty annoyances lose power. The path becomes clearer. Astral travel is not for spectacle. It is for transformation. The person who travels in truth does not brag. They become more silent, more compassionate, more awake. Their gaze deepens. Their choices change. They are not running away. They are bringing heaven back to earth, one awakened breath at a time. Blavatsky's teachings remind us we are not chasing illusions. We are remembering our origin. So tonight, as sleep embraces you, let these words echo in your heart. You are not the body that lies in bed. You are not even the mind that dreams. You are the traveler, eternal, radiant, returning again to the worlds beyond the veil. You have gone there before. You will go there again. And each journey leaves a mark, a quiet evolution of the soul. Blavatsky taught that awakening begins not with extraordinary visions, but with a simple shift: awareness. Awareness that your life is a layer of a greater reality. Awareness that each night is not an end, but a threshold. If this message resonated with you, if you've ever felt that your dreams carried more than sleep, then you are already on the path. Share this video with someone who feels the same. Like it if you've ever woken up feeling like you'd just returned from somewhere else. And subscribe for more truths hidden beneath the surface. Because this is only the beginning. The soul remembers. The traveler awakens. The universe is waiting.